Hello, Collective. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. I hope that you are all well blessed and highly favored. Make sure you're hitting the all so you're getting my videos. Invite others to the channel. If you can, please go like, share, subscribe to my TikTok, my Facebook, and my Instagram. I would greatly appreciate it. Invite others to the channel. If you would like to plant a seed or leave a donation, you could do that on my Cash App or my PayPal. But more than anything, thank you for just being here and allowing me to be a messenger of light. If you need a reading, a healing, you can go to my email address at cardinastephanie213@gmail.com and I will discuss things there with you personally. Please do not come to my channel with any hidden agendas, plot schemes, hexes, anything of the dark, okay? Any type of dark divination. Anything you do to me or anybody on this channel will return back to you times forever. Just be nice to one another, okay? And if this is not a channel for you, please go elsewhere, okay? Make sure you always have a pen and a paper. Make sure that you're doing your breathing techniques before you listen to my video or as you're listening to it so you could get clear and precise messages for your life. For those of you that don't know me, welcome. My name is Stephanie Cardenas. I'm a starseed, a light worker, an angelic being chosen by God to help to bring reconstruction to this planet, to help to create heaven on earth, to bring justice to this planet in many different ways. I am here, and I am a warrior, one of the front of the line fighting, also in the spiritual warfare between the dark and the light, okay? Father God, Holy Spirit, angels, ancestors, Sunday masters, elders, oracles, I ask that you give us the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I ask that you put an orb of protection around this reading from the north, south, east, and west with 1,000,000,000 watts of protection from all over every dark demonic energies or entities from this planet or any other planet, any enemies, any karmics, from telepathic communication, clairvoyance, clear audience, clear consciousness, telekinesis, teleport, transport, and any other gifts. Please and thank you, Father God. So I hope you are having a nice evening. Um, and I'm going to give you some downloads about messages that I got from the movie I was just watching. But I also wanted to start by sharing. The last few nights, I've been dealing with a lot of people in my dreams, other realms, other dimensions, and whoever was bothering me last night and early this morning. All I know is that I was having a confrontation with these individuals. I handled these people. I took these people out, and I woke up at 4 in the morning, and I knew that I had put these people in their place and handled them, okay? Meaning that I overpowered them in the other realms, dimensions, and other realms, okay? So that is a good thing for me. It's not really a good thing for them because they have been warned many times by the universe and the light beings above and myself not to be playing in my dreams, other realms, and dimensions. So, sometimes things have to be done because people don't know how to stop doing the things that they are doing, okay? And people try to put themselves in your life when they're no longer meant to be in your life, okay? Or they're not a part of your life, okay? So anyways, the movie that I was just watching was called The Awakening, okay? And just by the title itself, The Awakening was sharing that many of you will be awakening worldwide at this time, okay? Specific awakenings that I'm getting, though, through this movie is from New York because I saw the Statue of Liberty, and that right away told me New York. And then as the movie began to play, they proceeded to say this movie was in the Bronx, New York, Bronx. So there's going to be a lot of awakenings for many of you in New York, okay? You need to prepare for this. You're never going to see life the same again. You will be awakening, okay? Because you have been asleep, all right? Many of you have been stuck in the matrix, illusions, and magic, but you're going to be awakening, okay? Each of you will awaken at different times. Some of you may be at the same time. It just depends, all right? Also, I believe it was Colombia. Yeah, it was. Colombia needs to prepare. The country Colombia, many of you will be awakening in Colombia as well, okay? So you need to prepare for this. If you are from Colombia, if you know anybody from Colombia or New York or the Bronx in New York, many people will be awakening. You could share this with people worldwide, all right? As I was watching this movie, this is about a hospital with people that have different disorders, okay? Psychological, mental disorders, okay? and there was this man that was basically like a scientist and had different titles, but he really wasn't a doctor that was meant to work with psychological patients with disorders, but he was very intelligent. So actually, he was the perfect person, but he never realized that God was going to put him in this job, in this position, right? He didn't think that he would, fit the job description. It wasn't really what he was looking for, but they did offer him the job and he ended up taking it to try it, okay? Because obviously he probably needed employment and, finances, right? And maybe he just wanted to see if he could do it. So as he was in this hospital, he was working with his patients, and since he was like a scientist already and a biologist, he was already very interested in helping people, learning things about science. So since he was working with these people in this hospital in the Bronx of New York, this hospital, mental hospital, he was researching all these different patients' illnesses, how long they had these illnesses, what were their illnesses, what were their weaknesses, what were their strong points, what was their highs, what was their lows, how did they interact with life, how did they see, were they capable to understand what was going on, or were they just in a vegetative state? So all of these things were being studied and by him, okay, and many other doctors. But he, coming in brand new, was a lot more concerned and a lot more willing to go to a lot of up early and late night studying and researching to try to help these people, because something within him and his heart wanted to help these people, which showed me that he was like, a starseed, a light worker, an angelic being. There is no mistakes. Just like it wasn't a mistake that he ended up in that interview. Just like it's not a mistake that he ended up at that job. Okay? So he was already working with flowers and, different types of natural, ways to cure things, or how to use science to help people, and, all these type of things. So as I was watching the movie, he was a man that was alone, so he was also, trying to figure out his own life, why he was the way he was, why he thought, the way he was, why the world was the way it was, which most scientists and biologists and people like this that, they're curious, these are the things they search for, okay? So as I was watching this movie, I realized, and God was giving me downloads and synchronicities, that I am also a doctor and a scientist. All right. Today I was able to remember who I was. Okay. I could have been these things in other lives. Okay. I am immortal. I have lived many lives. But many of these people had illnesses, and I knew what they had. Okay. It was just coming to me like I knew certain things. Okay. And God was like showing me, like, you're not only all these other things, Stephanie, you are also a scientist, you are also a doctor, you're many different things, you have many gifts, you've lived many lifetimes. So now, that has awakened me to helping me to remember who I am. And right now I'm hearing the ambulance, the fire trucks. So a lot of you there could be something happening in your lives. Okay, you could be sick. Somebody could be sick. Some of you could be receiving karma. But I am hearing those sirens outside. So that is confirmation for things like that you need to be watching for, many of you, okay? So these were the things I was getting in the movie, and I was happy. And then I started looking stuff up. I'm like, do I know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm like, wait a minute. And I started looking stuff up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, how the hell did I know these things? So it's like all these different downloads and synchronicities and signs are coming to me. Like I'm remembering, a lot of things from my other lives and who I am, and a lot of the things that I know, okay, that I may have, have forgotten because I was sleeping for a long time. But now that I am awakened in the universe and God's working with me, everything's changing. So the other thing that I was remembering, they said in 20, I kept getting like 2026. Many people will be awakening also in 2026. Okay, like, and when I'm talking about like awakening, like down the line, I'm also referring to like healings are gonna take place. You're gonna have many people worldwide that could be in this vegetable state. They could be catatonic. They could be, have all type of illnesses, epilepsy, all type of diseases, all right, that may have had them in these hospitals. But a lot of these people, they're gonna awaken. These people are gonna be healed because the universe is gonna do a miracle. God's gonna do a miracle. Okay, many of you, you could be the 144,000 starseeds, light workers, angelic being chosen ones like myself, and we may also be people that will have to work with beings like this that have certain illnesses, certain psychological issues, certain mental, sicknesses or illnesses. And we're going to be the light. We're going to be the one that God's going to use to heal them. We're going to be the ones that God's going to use to bring light into their life. Okay? So, like I was saying about this doctor as well, this is what he was doing. And he did come up with a medicine. He did come up with different things for each patient because each patient was different to bring them back to reality. Because many of these people, they were sleeping for 30 years, 20 years, several years. Those are a lot of years that they were sleeping. Just like many of us, humanity, when we have awakened, we were sleeping for many years. Some of us, many lifetimes. Some of us, it's different. Some of us, we could have been sleeping for 20, 30, 40, 3, 4 lifetimes. But now many of you are going to awaken. You're going to remember. You're going to see. You're going to, you're going to wake up. Many of you are going to begin waking up and looking around, and you're not going to even know what time you're in. We could be in 2023, but say you've been sleeping since 1973, you're going to think it's still 1973 until you figure out, as you start looking around and looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, wait a minute, I look different. I'm not the same. Things don't look the same. The things kind of look different. And you're going to start realizing that all these years and all this time has passed, and you're going to wonder where were you? Like, where was I? What was I doing? Why can't I remember, what happened to me? So a lot of you, this is going to be happening to humanity worldwide. You're going to be awakening. You're going to be realizing. And also, they're just telling me right now, many of us astral travel to other realms and other dimensions. So we could go back in time, back in the future, or to the forward to the future. Okay, so to other realms and dimensions. That could also be some of the issues that happen to us as beings. Okay, and I know that it happens to us. Okay, so this man was able to come up with medicines and different routines for each of these patients, all different. This one particular man, he was sleeping for 20 years or 30 years. Okay, but when this doctor, this scientist, finally came up with this medicine and was able to give this medicine to this man, he came back too. He was in a vegetative state. All he did was sit still and look dead in the air. His eyes didn't move, nothing moved. When this doctor gave him this medicine, he was able to, move around. He was able to talk. He was able to, eat by himself, move by himself. All type of things started happening for him. So everybody obviously got happy, But as I was watching the movie, I was seeing like sometimes our own family or people that we love, they don't see, like, have faith in us. They don't try to understand why these people are the way that they are, or why did a medicine help them to come back to. So it's kind of like sometimes you have people that they're happy that you're awakened and you came back to, and then you got people at the same time that are like angry, upset, wanting you to stay the same, or used to you being in that vegetative state, used to you being in the way that you were. But that has to stop. If you love people, you're going to love them in all of their ways, in the good, the bad, the ugly. You understand what I'm saying? When they're sick, when they're awake, when they're not. Understanding, trying to be there for them, comforting them, not judging them, not thinking that it's not good that they've awakened. It's not good that you want them to stay the same. You need to be happy for people, places, and things. A lot of you don't know how to do this worldwide. Then you wonder why your loved ones are sick in the hospitals. Then you wonder why your loved ones are stuck in a state, a vegetable state, or a catatonic state, and they're not communicating with the world or whatever. Did you stop to wonder? Did you stop to even wonder why these people are the way they are, or why they're going through the things they're going through? Or you just got comfortable with letting them be the way they were and just doing the least most and just letting life pass by. Let them life pass them by and pass, with you as well. So these people, and I need all of you to look up the year 1969. There is something that all of us need to research about the year 1969, and I want you to look up angel number 1969 as well. Look up angel 1969 and look up the year 1969. And if you play Pick 4 Lottery, 1969, okay? So this man, he was, he ended up with many. First it was him and a few others, and then it was weird because it was like all of a sudden maybe his light and his gifts and his powers brought everybody else and awakened them. Because all of the hospital, all these patients awakened. They were able to see. They were able to move. All of them were uniquely different on what happened to them in this hospital setting. When this man awoken, it was like his gift, his light, not only of this doctor that came in, this doctor that came in and really wanted to help all of them, but this particular patient, both of their light that was in them as the beings that they were, brought all these other patients back to life, helped them to awaken, helped them to come back from wherever they were at, whatever realm or dimension they were stuck in, whatever other world that they were in. Okay, they were able to eat, sing, dance, go outside, go on a field trip, laugh, cry, be with family, actually have a conversation with their families. Okay, and some of it was the medicine because of the scientists and what they came up with the medicine, and some of it was the gift of God, the universe, blessings, miracles. Okay, and nobody really has the answers. Nobody really could say or pinpoint exactly why this occurred and how it occurred for all of these people, uniquely and eachly individually different. Okay, but then later, the medicine started wearing off. It didn't last. You know what I'm saying? Something ended up I don't know. I can't even tell you, and I'm not really like 100% even sure by watching the movie. Like, it didn't just last. You know what I mean? These people ended up going back into their state, where they were. You know what I mean? So it could have been a miracle. It could have just been that God gave them the opportunity to live for that to see and feel again. You know what I mean? And then maybe they went back into their vegetable state, their catonic state, or whatever illness, psychological, mental state that they had. Maybe they went to another world. Like I said, other realms and dimensions. None of us really know. So it didn't last, is what I'm saying. But as I was watching this movie and I was watching the scientific part, and I was listening to the doctor and watching how they use the different molecules, all the different scientific things that, he was like, well, everything, these other doctors didn't believe as much as this guy did, their faith, I already knew, like, I'm getting signs and synchronicity that there's a lot of doctors, they don't have faith. They don't believe in faith. They don't believe in miracles. They don't believe in God. It's like they're so worldly and down to earth. It's like they don't believe in the unknown or miracles or what the eye cannot see until it actually happens right in their face or they see it with their own eyes. And this is for many doctors worldwide, okay? And a lot of people are just, they're so trained by this world to believe, or scientists as well, to believe that things are like the way that they are. It's written in books. This is what's said by the men and women of this world. This is the proof. But see, nobody ever really knows what's what because things could change at any time. None of us know what could happen from day to day. Miracles could happen at any point, any time. Anything that someone could come up with out of the blue could change many people, places, and things on this planet. We don't know this, okay? Until it happens, okay? So you should never say never. You should never have faith. You should never think that miracles don't happen. You should never think that there's not a cure. Because as I was listening to these doctors, they were like, telling the other doctor, well, you know that this is the way it has to be because it's always been like this since forever. All these molecules or all these chemicals, imbalances, and everything in the body has to go exactly the way it does. And as soon as I heard that, the thing that came out of my mouth was, no, it doesn't. That's a lie. No, it does not. That's a lie. Anything could be changed. Anything could be different. And that's how you make miracles. That's how you find cures. That's how you find answers. If you keep using the same methods and thinking that things have to be exactly the way that it was written or ordained, that's the same result you're going to get forever. But if you start thinking outside of the box and you start changing things up, whether in science, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a regular person or whatever, things will start changing in your life. There is an answer and a cure for everything. Many men and women of this world and scientists and doctors know this already. But you also have to understand that many men and women, scientists and doctors, they're also worried about their financial gain. So they will make you believe all these things so that they can keep prospering and making money. When the whole time that they can have a cure or idea. Okay? Or sometimes you have people that are also closed-minded and they don't want to think outside of the box. They just want to stick to the norm. But we cannot do that. And obviously this man showed me this in this movie. A lot of you need to understand that all the medicine and the cures for all your illnesses and diseases is on this planet, Mother Gaia, and within yourself and within the universe. Okay? All of the cures and the answers to everything we need. Sometimes we do too much. Sometimes there's cures and you have bad men and women of this world that they don't want to help you unless you give them tons and tons of money to cure you. And don't think that there's not cures out here for a lot of the illnesses that you're walking with. There is. And a lot of you, what's going to happen worldwide also is just that you're going to meet a chosen one like me. There are many healers in God's 144,000 starseeds, light workers, angelic beings, and we could heal you. We could take your sickness and we could heal you and you could wake up tomorrow brand new. Your doctor's report could say you're fine. You don't have no illness. You're fine. You're cured. We don't know what happened, but you're cured, sir or ma'am. Things like this happen all the time. But, it was sad because, this man, he wanted a life. He was fighting in this hospital because he wanted to be able to go outside. He was like, why can't I be normal? Why can't I go outside alone? Why can't I be on my own? So it was hard for him because he wanted that, and it was hard for the doctors that were taking care of him because they weren't 100% sure that he was cured. So if they were to let him go out and something was to happen to him or anybody else, obviously there's a lot of liability, so it's a hard situation sometimes. But that doesn't mean that there's not answers and there's not ways that we could work through everything. You understand what I'm saying? So he ended up falling in love. He ended up, leaving everybody. They went on a field trip and he stood behind in the hospital because he liked this lady that was visiting her father that was also in the hospital. He was encouraging this woman. This woman was encouraging him. And they ended up liking each other. And it was sad because, his illness was declining. At first it was doing good, the medicine was working, everything, and then it started declining. Like I said, sometimes we're not even 100% sure because everybody's experiment, everybody's seeing, and it ended up declining for him, and he ended up telling her, I'm not going to see you no more because, my health's declining. And he felt like he didn't want to be a burden to her. So he was trying to walk away from her. But she didn't let him walk away. She ended up standing up and she grabbed him and she started dancing with him. She was comforting him. Even though he was going down the hill again, he was going back into his sickness. She held him and he was like, afterwards, he ended up being in a very shaking state where his body would tremble, like tremors, okay? So she ended up dancing with him, and because of her love and her light for this individual human being that had some, issues going on with his physical and mental and psychological, she was able to calm his tremors down by dancing with him. He stopped shaking. He stopped everything. His whole body just went like he was relaxed because this woman, her light and love, comforted him, brought him understanding, show him that even though you're going through this, I'm here for you. I could still love you and take care of you. I could still give you, be here for you. You don't have to push me away because I'm accepting you in the good and the bad. I'm accepting you for who you are. Whether your illness progresses or it declines, I'm here for you as a friend, as a lover, whatever they ended up being. Only they know. So that's what ended up happening. And God was showing me that a lot of us need to learn how to love each other, learn how to be there for each other. All right. Some of us, we're all different people. Some of us have illnesses, all different type of illnesses, all different psychological issues, all different type of mental issues, all different type of issues. But we must learn how to have understanding and love for each other. Having also faith. I feel many of you, your families, friends, people do not have faith in who you are. Also, I was getting downloads and signs of synchronicity. This particular man that ended up falling in love with this woman and she fell in love with him, the mother was just used to it always being her and her son. So some of you masculines, your mother could be feeling this about you. Those of you that, you may be wanting to find your twin, your soulmate, you may be wanting to find someone to love and settle down with. Your mothers may be angry, upset, jealous, envious because they're used to it just being you two all the time. But the mothers have to realize your sons need happiness. Okay? If you don't interfere with your children's happiness, let them have that. Okay? Even if you don't understand it, you do not have to be jealous and envious. Let these people be loved by other people. It's not just meant for people to be loved just by you because you're their mother or their father. Many of you, you have to let them go out on their own and experience life and wish them the best. Not be wishing and hating on them that they don't. Not being there and not understanding who they are, in the good and the bad, or if they have illnesses, and you're not understanding them. Let them live their life. Whatever's meant for them is meant for them. Don't cock block what they have, because some of these people that have mental and psychological issues, they don't get to experience this all the time. They may awaken and go back into these vegetable states or these canatophic, states, and they're not going to be able to enjoy every day like you and I, or a normal being. So let them enjoy what they can. And some of you, that was confirmation. Your mother is hating. Your mothers are the ones that are not wanting you to come into union with your twin or your soulmate. Your mother is the one that's hating, doesn't want to see you happy if she's not a part of it. But if she loves you, she's going to understand you and let you go on her way. And if a mother or father doesn't love you and doesn't understand you, sometimes you have to let them go. And it's messed up. But that's the way it has to be. If they can't love you in the good and the bad and accept the road you're going down and accept your journey and your calling or whatever it is that you want, that makes you happy. Because it's not about them, it's about you. But sometimes people are selfish and egotistic and prideful, and it's always about me, 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 me. No, sorry. No, it's not. So those were the other signs and synchronicities I was getting. And then a lot of these people, they all ended up going back into their vegetable state, and nobody really knows what it was. But I myself say that it was God, it was the universe, it was a miracle. God brought all of them to life at the same time, so they all could realize each other, see each other in that hospital setting. Even if it was a few days, a few weeks, a few months. But whatever it was beautiful. Like, the movie was saying, none of us know why. Sometimes, we just have to accept the good and the bad, and sometimes not even the best scientists or doctors or even me as a chosen being or as an angelic being even have all the answers to know why things are exactly the way they are. Okay? So those are the signs and synchronicities that I was getting. I'm trying to see if I remember anything else. Oh, also they're telling me to tell you, like, there a lot of these doctors, like, they didn't, like I said, they didn't have faith. They didn't believe in this doctor. They were like trying to make fun out of him. They were judging him, like, basically like, oh, you're the new guy. What are you trying to do? You're trying to show out. You're trying to act like you're better than us and da 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 da. But that's not what he was doing. He was just unique. He was different. He cared enough to go to the extremes and the lengths to figure out why all these people were going through what they were going through. And it was a part of his calling. That's what he enjoyed. That's what he enjoyed. Research, science, finding out why things were the way they were, learning. You know what I'm saying? Learning new things, helping people, all these type of things. And also they're telling me to share, like, a lot of these people, they awakened. And this happened for this doctor that ended up taking the job. And the one I'm telling you, he had a beautiful heart and he was, trying to help all these people. This miracle was not only for these patients, this miracle was also for him. Because he was lonely. He was by himself. And when this other man awakened, him and the patient, they became very good friends. Okay, very good friends. He was even hurt because he's like, why couldn't the medicine work? Why did he have to go back into this state? He's such a good man. He taught me a lot of things. He brightened my world up, because he ended up telling him that one of the nurses liked this doctor. He's like, I hope you know that Eleanor liked you. She really liked. He's like, really? Yeah, she says nice things about you. She likes you. You don't have to be alone. You really should have somebody in your life too. It's not good being alone. So it was like God used this man and these other people to bring a miracle in this doctor's life too. Even though, in the end, because it showed like how these people, they went back, into their vegetable state or their catonic state or wherever, like I said, in other realms and dimensions or wherever they were at. But it opened this doctor's eyes. It was like he, even though he knew that this man told him this nurse liked him, he never like tried to talk to her. It's like he was shy, or he's like, no, I'm okay by myself. I'm busy. I'm doing my work. Da 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 da. And in the end, it's like something was pushing him because he felt an emptiness because all these people went back into their, into their vegetable catonic states or in other realms and dimensions, like I'm saying, to wherever they went to. And he was like looking around his office and the lady had just left, the nurse, and all of a sudden he felt like something, overcame him. And he opened the window and he was yelling to the nurse. He's like, hold on. And he finally found the courage to go and ask her, if you don't mind, I was wondering if you're not doing anything, if I could take you out for some coffee. Some of you, you could be meeting your twin or soulmate, or you could be meeting a new person that could be a friend, a business partner or somebody you like, and they could ask you out to a, coffee, to a movie, to a dinner, to a soda, whatever. But this is going to be happening for some of you. So because of this man, this patient awakening, he was able to bring some enlightenment into this doctor's life too. And now the doctor was able to meet the opposite, someone that he could get along with, somebody that understood him, which was this nurse. So now he, his life opened up to, other people. And maybe maybe they're going to become good friends. Maybe they're going to become husband and wife, whatever. But now, since all these miracles were taking places, beautiful things were happening for everybody. And what else they're saying is like, it's always going to be dark and light, good and bad, right? The yin and the yang. You have to take the most out of the good, even if it's for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a few days, a couple months. Some of us, it's always going to change. Nothing's going to stay the same. And none of us truly have the answers to everything on this earth. All right. But these are the downloads and signs and synchronicities I was getting out of this movie. But what I can strongly say is I'm very happy because I know that I was a doctor and a scientist. I know all these things. I am very intelligent, and God was like helping me to remember, like, I was working with this doctor and I would love to go to her hospital. And I was actually sitting there with her with nothing but doctors every time they would meet once a week. And I like being there. I like listening. I like learning because why? I'm an angelic being. I'm here to help humanity. So just like this man was trying to help these people in this mental hospital with their different illnesses, psychological or mental illnesses, trying to understand them, I'm trying to do the same thing as a chosen angelic being for each one of you, humanity, and not only for all of you, but for myself and, for all of us. So I really got a lot out of this movie and a lot of signs and synchronicities. It's raining outside. It's dark outside. Like I said, I heard the fire trucks, the ambulance, the police cars. A lot of karma's going on world right now. A lot of bad things is going on right now. A lot of people are wishing me bad. They're jealous. They're envious. They're hateful. Okay, and I could feel it in the air. I could feel it in my body. I could feel it in my bones. They're attacking my body. My body got a rash all over it. They're hurting me. They're sticking me. All type of things. My face is breaking out in a rash. I don't feel good. My bones. I know what they do because my bones weren't hurting for a while. And all of a sudden, the last 4 or 5 days, my bones started hurting. Winter's not here. I could see if that was to happen like winter and the winter was coming. Winter's almost gone. We're going into March already. Spring's here. These people, they don't know how to stop because like this movie, people get jealous, envious. People can't just be happy for you. They always got to be always ruining it for us. But we have to hang on. and don't give these people, places, and things don't give them no energy, and don't give them no attention. Because if you do, then they'll suck it up. They're gonna take it to their advantage. So that's what I got from this movie, Humanity. And I want all of you to take what you can, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I think all of you will be able to understand exactly what I'm talking about everything I have spoken about in this movie. And if you haven't seen this movie, please go watch it. It's called The Awakening. All right? It's an older movie. This is not I was trying to see the year of it, but I can't see it. It's just look it up. It's with Robert De Niro. It's an older movie. Okay? This is not, it's an older movie. So I'll see you later. That's what I got. I did see there was some names that came out. Sign and synchronicity for names. This could be family, friends, lovers, co-workers, enemy, karmics, okay? People that you may know, okay? Something could come out about these people. I seen the name Robert. I seen the name Lucy. I seen the name Steven. I'm trying to remember the names that I saw, that I remember. And some of those names, they've been coming out repetitively in the last week or two. So that's confirmation. These names, the Lucy, the Steven, Robert, these names keep coming out. So that means that if confirmation keeps showing you the same names over and over and over and over again, that means these people are your enemy, your karmas. That means that the universe is basically showing you these are the people that are for sure were doing things to you or are still doing things to you, okay? Or something. And also they're saying some type of something could come out about these people, you know what I'm saying, good or bad, all right? Or they, some health issues or concerns. So you all need to be looking at those type of things. But those are the only names I remember. There was more names, but those are the ones that are coming to my mind. And a lot of you, I know the enemy and karmics are playing with my crown chakra and my third eye. I am returning everything back to sender every time I feel all of you, and you are receiving karma immediately, okay? Just so you know. So the more you keep playing around, the more you're going to be hit automatically right away, okay? It's going to hit you right on, all right? And I'm seeing a lot of beings around me, okay? There's a lot of angels, a lot of alien beings, fairies, pixies. There's all type of spirits here. Oh, the other thing I saw in the movie was the Ouija board. So that was confirmation, like, basically for me. Like, yes, you're a medium, you're a reader, you're a psychic. Yes, you're meant to help people to go to the other side. That's what you're here to do. All right. So they're letting me know, giving me communication. Yes, you are a medium. Yes, you could work with the Ouija board. Yes, you could help people pass over. Yes, you could talk to the dead. Because the Ouija board was there, okay? And then it was like at the end, it was like, okay, let's get ready to begin. Because it was verifying to me that, yes, I'm meant to speak to the dead. Yes, I'm meant to be a medium, reader, psychic, to help people to pass over. That's why I just told you I'm seeing a lot of different beings and spirits all around me, because they already are open to who I am. They know I'm open, and they, they're going to be coming. It's just the way it is, because it's a part of my calling. All right. And it could be the same for a lot of you as well. Okay, so that's what I got. I'll see you later. Okay, thank you for being here. Look up angel number 242, pick 3 lottery 242, and look up angel number 733, angel number 733, pick 3 lottery 733. I'll see you later.